YouTube channel. If this is your first time on the channel, my name is Okon Mildred. I am so happy to have you here. Please click the subscribe button and make sure you check out all my other videos. To my returning subscribers, my OG, my day ones, thank you so much for all the love. Thank you so much for the support. I see you guys, thank you. Oh, this is going to be a prelude to the second episode of the growth series, so I hope you enjoy my story time. So at the time I was leaving Nigeria for school, I was going to China. My mom was in the hospital. Unfortunately, she couldn't. We were supposed to travel together, but then due to the illness, she couldn't travel with me. And I got China, I think 2 weeks in, or I think 3 weeks, I can't really remember how long, but I spoke to my dad and he basically told my mom was in India. She was getting a routine check. I didn't have the opportunity to talk to her as much as I wanted. I would have loved to. I ended up talking to her just once while she was there. My dad came to visit her in India, and I think the day she passed, in my head, this was the day she passed, because we had a fashion shoot in school. So I had spoken to my dad and I was like, okay, you know what, I want to talk to her. My mom was big in fashion, so I really wanted her to get a feel of what I was wearing and just celebrate that moment with me and everything. But my dad was like, okay, he was in his apartment, and when he got to the hospital, he was going to call me. I said, okay, no problem. 30 minutes, I had finished dressing up, everything. I called back. I was like, okay, what's happening? You didn't call me, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, oh, sorry, she just went. There was an emergency. They just took her in for some minor operation or whatever. And, but before you come back, she'll be done. I said, okay, no problem. I went for the fashion show. I came back. I called and called. He didn't pick. Now I was starting to get worried. Not worried in the sense that like, oh, something had happened to her or anything, but just worried like, why are you not picking my calls? I didn't know what I just felt really uneasy. I called throughout the night. He didn't pick. The next day I had to go to class. I went to class. I could not focus because all my mind was, why are you not picking my calls? When I got back to the host, I think I called the whole day that day. He didn't still answer. So I was just like, you know what? Okay, I've tried. I've called. He's not answering. 2 days later, he called me with his Nigerian number and he basically told me, that he was in Nigeria. So then, my father could tell me jump through a building and I would jump through it because that's how much trust I have. Okay, now I have more sense, but I still trust him. But then, like, it was just blind faith. He tell me jump, I would jump. So when he tells me it's okay, I'm like, okay, cool, it's fine. My exams were starting up. So that particular day, I was reading and it was like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. So I was in my roommate. My roommate was awake. We're both reading. I was in my corner. She was in hers. And I was getting ready to go and actually have my bath. I was just like, you know what, let me go have my bath. I'll come back and continue reading. So my laptop was open and I was chatting. While I was reading, I was chatting with some people on Facebook. And like Facebook, I don't know if it still happens, if it's still the same way. But like on when you're on the system and you're chatting, like the names of the people are just on the thing. I don't know how to explain it, but if you know, you know. So my mom's brother, his message just pops up on my screen. I answer him. He's like, he now goes like, where are you? I should answer him. I was like, okay, I'm in my room. He said, room where? At this point, I was just like, you know what, I'm done with this conversation. What do you want? So he basically goes, I said I'm in school. He says, he replies me back, he's like, we are mourning in the house. I asked, like, mourning who are you mourning? Mourning who? I'll never forget this thing. It just slid through my screen, like, he just goes, mommy is dead. I was seated, but I don't know, I ended up on the floor. I don't know what I was doing or saying that made my roommate run from where she was to come and meet me. I still don't know what I was doing that made her call my friend, which was like my big sister at that time. And my friend ran from her apartment to my apartment. So they are both like asking me questions. Honestly, I can't give accurate accounts of what I was doing. I think at that point they could not contain, whatever I was saying. So they ended up calling my brothers, my big brothers. Like God surrounds us with certain people that he knows we would need to survive different situations at different times in our lives. I'm crying, I'm hysterical or whatever. And all that time I'm just like, I want to talk to my dad, because it's not making sense. Why would you lie to me? Why would you keep this information from me? So I called my dad, and I was like, I don't know, I can't remember the time difference, but I called him and I'm like, oh, so mommy is there and you know, tell me. I was emotional. I think when my dad heard what I was saying, he was like, I can't hear you, let me call you back. So he needed time to like regroup and get himself back. So he ended the call and went to regroup, and then he called me back, I think in 2 minutes or so. He called me and he was shouting like, what are you saying? What is, and I was asking for answers and everything. Long story short, my father bamboozled me, because the man messed with my head, like, I went from believing what I was saying to believing him. He's like, do you think my wife will be dead and I will be in Nigeria? No, do you think I will not be with her? Hey, God. Like, I don't even know when the tears dried down from my eyes, because I was just like, wait. Okay, yeah, he's probably right. Now everybody's looking at me like, the tears don't dry. You're calm. What's happening? What did he say? And I was like, he said it's a lie. I'm sorry, I know that I'm not supposed to be laughing, but I was just like, God, I was so naive. I was like, he said it's a lie. It's not true. I think within them, they knew that, it was true. But just so that I could remain calm and everything, they were like, now, wow, people safe. Why would he do that kind of thing? But when they stepped out, they were like, yeah, she did. Summer holiday came. He now said, Mimi, should we have an open flight? I said, open flight ticket. I said, yes, I do. He said, okay, I need you to do some things for me in Lagos before you travel to India and see her. 2 days, 3 days, you don't need to even, like, nobody needs to know that you're in Nigeria, just in and out, I get to Nigeria, my auntie comes to pick me from the airport. Guess what I have with you? In the airport, she was like, guess who wants to see you? I have a surprise. She has been excited to see you. And the last time I spoke to my mom, she was with my mom. So I was like, I couldn't even contain my excitement. I was like, let's go and see this person. Till today, I still imagine that, the person I saw was my mom, but okay. Let's just continue. So I get there, I'm really excited, like, oh, hey, mommy's here. Maybe it was a surprise for my dad and everything. I get there and it was my sister. He ended up calling my dad and he was like, you know what, since you're in Lagos, just breeze in and come and see your siblings. 2 days, 3 days, and you're out. Once again, of course, blind faith. I'm like, yeah, it actually made sense, because I wanted to see my siblings. So I was like, yeah, let's go. So we fly back to Owerri. My siblings come to pick me from the airport, come to pick my sister and I from the airport. Now, on our way back to the house, my baby sister at that time was having a conversation with my baby brother. So my sister goes, where's mommy safe? My baby sister replies, she's so innocent, God. She was like, mommy's in heaven now with God. Everybody in the car was talking. When she made that statement, you could hear a pin drop, literally. Like, nobody said anything. I heard it, and I'm pretty sure everybody in the car heard it, but everybody was like, still, I didn't allow myself process that information. This would have ideally been the second time, I would have figured out that my mom had passed, but I think my mind was just blocking that notion that, yeah, she had really passed. So I was just like, okay. My brother now goes, it's a lie, Joe. Who told you that? And she's like, yes, now that's what daddy said. Daddy said that mom is now with Jesus. Children are so innocent. I got home, my uncles, my dad's brothers, everybody was in the house. I was like, okay, what's happening? Next thing I saw my dad, I'm like, okay, yeah, I might be a dundee, but I'm smart. I know that there's something up, but I don't know what it is. I'm going to figure it out. He's like, hey, everybody's happy, giddy. I'm just like, there's something I missed, but I can't place my finger on it. Fortunately for me, my dad was downstairs. He was writing. There were so many things he was writing. And I'm just like, what is this? What is this man writing? Honestly, what is he writing? I didn't want to raise any. He now sent me to go and get something from his room. So when I went, I saw documents, pile of documents. I'm just like, whatever answer I'm looking for is in this document. I didn't know the answer I was looking for, but I just knew that I would find it in this document. I came back to his room. So now I'm ready to find out whatever it is that they're hiding. I started from documents, like there were files and files and files. So I started from one file to another. I started going through. I was going through. Pretty much, I got to one document that said, one file that said medical records. I opened it. Turns out it was my mom's medical record. Yo, I started to read. You know when they say curiosity kills the cats? That is me. I honestly, if it's just me that I'm in Nigeria, but if to say I born for the haploid, CIA, Lomo, that is me. FBI, FBI got nothing on me. I started to read like, okay. I was reading, and I got to the part where it said, oh child, okay. I got to the part where it said deceased on Susudi. I remember just dropping it and I started bawling. I started crying because what? I was so devastated, so heartbroken. As I was crying, I started hearing someone coming. Mind you, I'm snooping, so I'm not even supposed to be there. Now I started to gather all the files that I finished reading, trying to like stack them all back, and my brother opens the door. He sees me trying to like arrange the documents and crying at the same time. He just looks, he closes the door. Yo, cold. Cold is an understatement, because he already knew, because he was in the house. So now I'm just like, when I finish packing everything, it's like dawning on me like, wait, everybody has been like, yo, I went from sad to anger in a heartbeat. Like, it didn't even make sense to me. So now I was walking out of my dad's room to the hallway, walking through the hallway. Now everybody's just giddy, people are laughing, people are talking. I say, wait, Shibi, it's me that have died, because this didn't make sense. Like, my mom may have died, have passed, and everybody's just laughing. I honestly felt like I was the one, someone was playing prank on me somewhere, somehow, because everybody's just giddy, everybody's talking, and I'm like the whole emotions are playing, coming to my head all at once, and I'm just like, I was walking, and people are talking to me, and I'm just looking at them like, it can't possibly be. And the next morning, after prayer, my dad then officially broke the story. One thing that he said that kind of made me jump from being so angry to just being very understanding was when he said, he made a statement, I don't even know if he remembers, but he was like, imagine traveling with your spouse, your partner, and you both are seated on the plane side by side, and then you're returning and the person is in cargo and you're seated alone. In that moment, like, every anger just melted. It took him to, just be able to put on a brave front for us, knowing fully well that I was 5,000 miles away and my exams were starting, because there was no way that story I would have known, or he would have told me that, okay, this had happened, and I would have written that exam. Go possible. I just really felt sad for him, and I felt like in that moment I just needed to be strong for him and for my siblings. So now, tune into the part. Thank you so much for listening to me. I just want everybody, I think for me, a takeaway from this story is, I want people to be sensitive about how you break information or how you break news to people. I need you to make sure that that person is in the right frame of mind before you tell them that, oh, this is what you want to do, or this is this, or this is that. I love you guys.